Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live chat. How is everybody doing today? How are you guys feeling on the last day of March? Hallelujah. Thank God. I wanted to do this live chat. I spent the past few hours finishing up some client readings, and I didn't know if I wanted to do a live chat or reading today, but the energy has felt very heavy and very back and forth today. So I thought I would come on and do a collective reading and just chat with you guys and see if we can raise the vibes a little bit and see what's going on. I have my incense going and it's strong. So how are you guys doing today? Make sure you say hi. I had some questions about how the live chat works. There should be a button beneath the screen there that says live chat, so you guys can join in and say hi, and we can chat. We can see what's going on here in the collective. So like I said, the energy. Hi, Dave. Hi, Sarah. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you guys are here. So like I said, today felt really heavy. I myself was going through a lot of anger. And it's funny, I went for a walk this morning because I need to get out of the house and I needed to move and I needed to just it wasn't a lake. I thought about going to the lake, but it wasn't a lake day. It felt more like a walk day. I needed to move. And it was because I was moving through a lot of anger in connection to my connection with my divine masculine. A lot of 3D centered anger, anger around what's going on in the 3D. And then I went to do some client readings, and I came down for lunch, and all of a sudden I walk into my kitchen and I felt a surge of love for my divine masculine. Do you guys know how annoying it is to jump from anger to love? So I was back in a place of love, and I was really annoyed by that. Hi, Melissa. I'm so glad that you found us too. Thanks for being here. So I want to know what is going on. So I did ask my guides, and they said that collectively, like the world collective, things are amping up energetically. There is a lot of light that's pouring onto the planet at this time. Again, this is a time of great awakening. The planet as a whole is going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul. For these mass awakenings, in order for this shift to take place. And as a result, there's a lot of light support that is pouring down onto the planet at this time. But for us, those of us on the ascension journey who is attuned to those energies, we might be feeling the heavy vibrations of that. And that's a call for us to transmute. It's a call for us to release the anger. So like for me, I was feeling anger at my divine masculine about, just the lack in our connection. But it wasn't really him. It was transmuting as a whole. Because it was focusing on the 3D. But when you pull back and when you just feel it energetically, you feel the love. And that's really what we're going into. But there's a lot of heavy energy, a lot of darkness that is trying to push back against the light. But light always wins out. It really does. So that's because love always wins out. So what should we do tonight? Should we do a check-in on masculine, feminine energies? What do you guys think? How are you guys feeling? You guys feeling this energy? We're starting a brand new month in April. I'm going to be working on the zodiac readings over the next few days. I am done with client readings. I managed to get through all of them today, the ones that I had remaining. I'm taking the next few days off. So I don't think I'm going to do a collective reading unless I really feel a shift in the energy, and I'll let you guys know what's going on. But I'm going to take the next few days off just because I have a lot going on energetically, spiritually, and in my 3D world, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of ramping up as well. That on a personal note, if you guys have some healing energy and prayers, I would really appreciate if you can send some my dog Riley's way. He could kind of use them. So I'd really appreciate that on a personal note. But I'm going to work on the zodiac readings, so you'll have them up within the next few days. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Energy has been thick and we're, hey, Seth, it's been back and forth. And I was speaking with a friend this morning, And she was feeling that anger too. So that's how I know it's collective. That's how I know that we're transmuting, because it's not just singular. It's not just, there comes a point when you're on this path where you're doing a lot of the healing for yourself. And you recognize when it's a purge for your own healing, when it's a purge for yourself. And this healing comes in layers, but there comes a point when you also recognize that it's not exactly yours, that you're transmuting for the collective, that you can tell that it's just coming up like it looks like your experience, like it looks like your emotions, like it looks like another layer. And it might be another layer. You're part of the collective there. But you know that what you're actually doing is transmuting those heavy energies for the collective as a whole, for the planet as a whole. And there comes a point when you can actually differentiate and recognize the different energies. And that's what it felt like today. I was angry, but I wasn't really angry. It was like I was annoyed and I was angry at, like I said, the lack and what it looks like in the 3D, because it looks like our relationship isn't a relationship. We don't even have a friendship at this point. But I know that's not true. I know that's not true. In my heart, I feel that's not true. So the energy that was trying to interfere, that was trying to come up, kind of like to distract me, trying to kind of pull me off course and back into that 3D mindset. And that's where the purge is. That's where the transmuting is, because it's not yours. It's a collective that's coming up and kind of interfering, because you've done that healing work. You've been there. You know the love. Transmuting, don't give into the distractions. Don't give into the interference. The 3D is just a distraction for the love. The truth of keep balancing yourself out. Really important. Baths, Epsom salt baths, being near the water, especially for empaths, that has real healing abilities. Meditations, guided meditations, the things that will balance you out. It's a really important time right now to keep your energies, if not in high vibration, at the very least neutral. At least stay in a place of neutrality, because that will help you balance out as well. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's get into some tarot and see what's going on for the collective. I'm going to start with Divine Feminines and see what's going on with the Divine Well, we'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens here. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. He's an old man. He's doing okay, but he's an old man. So I really appreciate that. I'm talking about my dog, not my divine counterpart, for the record. All right, let's see what's going on I want to see what's checking on the Divine Feminine, see how you guys are doing. How are you guys feeling? If you're in the Divine Feminine energy, how are you guys feeling lately? I know we just talked a little bit about that. What's interesting, I just get a text from a friend who she's on the ascension journey, and she doesn't know she's on the ascension journey. She's one of my closest friends who I met. We were both diagnosed at the same time with Lyme disease, and she says to me that she feels like she's already feeling the effects of the full moon. That's the heaviness of this energy. You guys know how you feel around the moon cycles. That's the heaviness of the energy that we're feeling collectively. So keep transmuting. It's very thick at this time. The energy is very thick, is the word that they're giving me. And it kind of feels like we're being dragged down into the muck of it. It kind of feels like the energy is trying to, or the darker energy is trying to cling to us because we are bright, because we are light. But keep those vibrations high. Whatever you need to do to stay in that place of love and joy and high vibration, laughter. And if you can't stay in that high vibration, again, neutrality. Stay neutral as best as you can. Remove yourself from any energy that doesn't feel good. Remove yourself from watching the media too much. Remove yourself from any toxic people, places, things that doesn't feel good at this time as best as you can. I know things are really hard right now. I have so much compassion for that. It's being in the light, being in that place of love and high vibration doesn't mean we ignore the current collective reality, because we're a part of that reality. But as you stay in that high vibration, you have a chance to help to shift the vibrations of the planet and change that collective reality. So maintain that balance as best as you can. Last night, I could feel the vibrations while transmuting all night. It was intense. Yeah. I had an experience a couple of nights ago where I went to bed and I had like restless legs. You know what that's like restless leg syndrome kind of thing. And it was just like I couldn't stop moving. I couldn't stop. And it wasn't like my body was vibrating. I've had that experience before where my whole body's been vibrating. But and I know that when that happens, that they're actually working on my light body, because I have a lot of activations after that. But this was different. This felt like movement. This felt like actual movement, and I couldn't sit still. And I felt like it was all of the energy that was rushing through me, that was trying to get out. It felt like all the energy, like it felt like it was transmuting. It felt like working in the astral plane that was kind of carrying down into my physical body. It was a very, very strange sensation. So you might be having some physical sensations. You might be experiencing some things that you haven't before. What I'm actually doing now is I'm keeping a journal of my dreams, significant dreams, and any visions that I'm having, because there's significance there. So I would suggest doing the same, and just keeping track of how you're feeling as well. 4 different blue jays crossed your path in the past month, which is supposed to mean communication. Also had a dream with my DM last night, working things out. Then 2 crows crossed my path twice today. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Dreams are very significant right now. I'll tell you guys, I'm pausing because these are things that I wanted to discuss with my DM, but no matter. I had a dream the other night that was very significant. There were a bunch of people in the ocean, and my divine counterpart and I were driving a vessel, like a ship. It was almost like the Titanic, although it wasn't sinking. But it looked, that scene of Titanic where everybody's in the water and screaming and it's like they're drowning. My divine counterpart and I were actually helping to lift people out of the water. And that's significant because I really feel like that's tied to what we're here to do as part of our mission, because I had gotten a number of visions based on what our mission is actually as partners, as counterparts. And that dream was so vivid and so real, but it wasn't like a past life dream. This felt like metaphor of what's happening now when it comes to these mass awakenings. People are being launched on the ascension journey. There is ascension that is happening collectively as a planet because the planet is ascending. Earth as a whole, Earth as its own being, Gaia as its own being is ascending. And so yeah, this is our job as light workers. So dreams, keep track of your dreams, because there is significance there. It's not coincidence, the dreams that you have, there are messages there. You're welcome. Okay, so the cards, let me get one more. Nope, that's too many. I'm very tired, you guys. I did a lot of readings today. That's why I'm taking some time off. Okay, here's what's interesting about this card at the bottom of the deck. King of Wands. You see how he's sitting there? I feel like this is how you're viewing your divine masculine. Like he's ready. You can feel that he's ready, but he's just sitting there. He's just sitting back. And I feel like divine feminine is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And this is creating, you have the 7 of Cups, you have the Lovers, and you have the 5 of Swords. And this is creating, I feel like, some confusion. And I want to say the word hostility, but it doesn't feel like it might be anger. It's not pure, it's not like hatred. It's not like resentment. It's not like it's not anything really negative. It's just like frustration. That's a good word. Thank you. It's like frustration. You're feeling frustrated at your divine counterpart because it's like you're seeing them, you know that they're there, but it's like they're just sitting there and you're like, what's going on? Divine feminines, remember that your divine masculines are going through a transformation and it's not easy. And I feel like because you're not seeing that in the physical 3D, or you're not seeing proof of that in the physical 3D, you're not having communication. All you can do is really trust what's within, but the 3D is very strong at this time. The energy in the 3D is very strong at this time. The illusion is very strong at this time. And so I feel like that's creating some conflict within you and some confusion about this connection within you. I feel like you're questioning, is this connection real? Is this connection ever going to happen? Is he ever going to get off that throne and come towards me? You're questioning your counterpart. But remember that when you're questioning your counterpart, you're questioning yourself. When you're doubting your counterpart, you're doubting yourself. When you're losing faith in your counterpart, you're also losing faith in yourself. Because you are one, because you are that connected. And so try to come out of that conflict. Try to step back out of that energy of looking too much on the 3D, looking too much for the evidence. Because again, that's just the illusion. It all happens energetically first. It all happens within. And so as you maintain that faith, and it's not really faith, because faith can be like a rose-colored glasses kind of blind hope. When I say faith, I mean that inner knowing. That inner knowing. I read something the other day, and I'm going to read it to you guys, if I can find it. Where did I find it? Give me a second. I read something about manifestation the other day that clicked everything into place for me. And it's so simple, and it's so like, it just made so much sense. Okay, it's a quote that says, you must, at the moment you want something, assume that you have it. Let me say that again. You must, at the moment you want something, assume that you have it. That's what this feels like. That's the key to manifestation, is believing that you already have it. Because when you are in an energy of lack, that's the frequency that the universe then responds to. When you're in that knowing, that's when your vibrations raise, and that's when you send out that frequency to your partner and to the universe. What I'm hearing is that it's safe to come home. That it's safe to come home. So step out of this energy. This will happen when it's meant to happen. Let go of the expectations. Let go of the time frames. Let go of how you envision it unfolding. Just allow it to unfold. Let the universe surprise you now. You guys have done the work. You have done the healing. Now, you're always going to be healing. That is a never-ending process, because evolution and expansion is a never-ending process. But trust in this process. Trust in the divine. Put your faith in the divine, because you have done a tremendous job getting to this point right here, right now. Look at where you were and look at where you are now. Look at that transformation. Because the transformation that you went through, that's what your divine masculine is going through. So have compassion and hold space and hold love for them, because that's what they're going through right now. So trust in this unfolding, because it is unfolding. Okay. It's resonating. Good. Good. All right. Let's see if there's anything else divine feminines need to know. Anything else? That's too many. What's going on with you guys? Let's see if there's anything else divine feminines need to know. Oh my God. You will not believe this. Holy shit. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you. Okay, you guys, look what just came out. You guys know I don't take a whole bunch at a time, but look what just came out. Four of Pentacles, which used to have an energy of Can you guys see that? Used to have an energy of very stubborn energy. For about a year, well, maybe a year ago, I should say, it had an energy with regards to the divine masculines, very guarded, very closed off, very, these are my pentacles. I don't have any pentacles to give to you. That kind of energy. Lately, this energy has been one of don't give up. Hold on to the connection. Don't give up. Don't give up just yet. Look what just came out. Two of Cups, Sun, Four of Wands, Ace of Cups. I shit you not. Holy cow. If this, what did we ask? We asked Spirit, is there any, you did come in just in time, Alicia. I asked, is there anything else we need to know? What is Spirit saying? Can they make it any clearer? Look at these cards. Can they make it any clearer? Don't give up. Don't let go of this connection. Don't give up. I'm done. My job is done. My job is over. I'm retired now. Everybody's coming into union. You get a union, and you get a union, and you get a union. Oh, God, I can't. Wow. I need to, I think I'm blushing. This is Spirit telling you new beginnings, stability, security, commitment, happiness, offering to each other. It doesn't get any better than that, honestly, you guys. Honestly, it does not get any better than that. Unbelievable. That being said, let's go to the Divine Masculine. Let's see what's going on with them. I have nothing more to say about that. That is Spirit validating how well you have done in your journey for hanging in there, because it has not been easy. It has been pain. It has been turmoil. Listen, you guys, what you've done on this journey is you have faced the deepest, darkest, scariest pieces of yourself, of life, of evolution. You have faced your own darkness. You have faced yourself. That is the hardest thing you will ever have to do. I wasn't peaches and cream going through ascension. My divine counterpart can probably attest to that. There were times when I was downright horrible. This journey really forces us to go through and face the worst of ourselves, to get to the best of ourselves, because this is what we're doing. We are ascending into the best and highest version of ourselves in the truth of who we truly are, which is soul. And what is soul? But soul is source energy itself. Soul is love. Soul is light. Soul is truth. So you have done it. You should be so very proud for where you are right now. That's the best news for people who were doubtful of reunion. Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, it's okay to have those doubts, because those doubts are going to trickle in. You know, nobody is without those doubts. Hey, Faye. You're never going to be 100% without those doubts. Not at this point, you know, not where you are right now, but trust, transmute, clear. You know, if you're facing those doubts, or you're facing those insecurities, pull back and ask yourself, why? Why am I doubting? Why am I in a little bit of fear? Why am I having these insecurities? Look at yourself. Keep looking in the mirror. Keep looking at yourself. Yeah, you did miss it, Faye. Watch it back in the replay. It is unbelievable. Today, what I had to do was I had to ask myself, why am I so angry? And what it comes down to it was grief at where my connection is. I don't like the way my connection looks in the 3D. I miss my person. I miss my divine masculine. We used to be best of friends, and now it feels like there's not even a connection anymore. It feels like there's not even a friendship. Because not only are we not talking, not only are we not seeing each other, but there's no support there. It's painful. It's lonely, especially at this point of the journey. It feels very lonely. But when I walked into my kitchen this afternoon. I felt a surge of love, and it was like spirit was reminding me. It was like my divine counterpart was reminding me. 3D, exactly, Sarah. That was the 3D. Um, it was like my counterpart was reminding me, focus back on the love, focus back on our connection. And if you need to focus on your energetic connection versus the 3D connection to be in that place of faith, to be in that place of no doubt, no insecurity, then do that. Then pull back and just focus on the energetic connection. Because when you go within your heart space, when you anchor down into the heart, that is where the love exists. And the 3D is just a reflection of that. It truly, truly is. Now, that's not to say that you divine feminines are controlling the connection. You're leading the connection, yes, because the feminine energy really does lead the way, serves as a guide on this ascension journey for the divine masculine. And it doesn't mean that divine masculine is like trailing behind or that he's inferior or anything like that. If they're still feeling that, then that's self-worth issues that they're working through. But it means that divine masculine is working through their own wounding. They're working through their own ascension. They're working through their own transformation. And you guys are never apart. I think I talk about this in the daily energy draw, or I may have talked about this in one of the call for unity. If you guys missed the light worker messages, call for unity, do make sure that you check that out. In that reading there, the end of the reading, I talked about this, where I had a revelation that, yeah, this journey has felt very lonely, especially on ascension, because I want to talk to my divine masculine about this, because this is a shared journey. And what they actually told me, my spirit team told me, was, Susan, he already knows. It's just the 3D that you think that he doesn't know. But energetically, he's been with you. You've been with him every step of the way, and he's been with you every step of the way. It's just the 3D that creates the separation, the illusion of separation. He's been with you, and someday we will come back together and actually physically communicate this journey. And that's really what you have to have faith in. The 3D is so difficult. The 3D can be so painful and so hard. But when you step into that higher vibration, that energy of love, that energy of connection, you understand that you're always connected. And it's not that you're always connected by this bond, but you are one inside within yourselves. You are merged within the energies. You are truly, truly one. And it's hard to experience that, or it's hard to trust that until you experience that, until you experience the phenomena of being one. And this could be telepathy. This could be just, I've had experiences where it feels like my divine masculine is like superimposed on me. It's the merging of the energies. You just constantly feel them. I'll tell you guys, when I'm doing readings, every single reading I do, my divine masculine's energy is there. Every single reading that I do, my divine masculine's energy is there. That is that merging of the energies. That's that union energy. And when you come into union in the energetic realm, the ethereal realm, the higher realms, then that begins to manifest into your physical reality. Because as within, so without. Been 3 months since you last saw him in person. Oh, Alicia, that's tough. That's tough. Shannon, hi, honey. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. I like this quote in relation to the ascension journey. We all sure went through our personal hells to get here. Yes. Yes. Let me read that quote again. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. God, that is true. That is true. And we have all been through our own personal hells on this journey. It's really diving deep within. And I like how it's the roots, because that's what happens when you're doing the healing. Even though you're ascending, what you're actually doing is you're rooting into the truth of yourself. You're diving deep and rooting into soul, rooting into who you truly are as love. You're anchoring in. Even though you're ascending, what you're actually doing is anchoring in back to the soul of yourself. You're in a much better place with your thoughts and emotions. Alicia, good. Yeah, I mean, the separations are not easy, but they serve its purpose. They serve its purpose. I know that the past few weeks, I've really been called to step up into my high priestess energy. And that's what my guides actually called it, high priestess energy. Um, and uh, and lead. And I feel like for my divine masculine has been going through a transformation. I can feel that. But I feel like it was also for me to be able to detach in order to step up into that energy. Um, because I was afraid to, especially those light worker messages. I was not comfortable doing those. But I'm very glad that I did. Very glad that I did. All right, I'm going to check in on the divine masculines now. Let's see what's going on. And if you guys have any specific questions, not personal readings, but if you have specific questions, feel free to let me know. Energy feels very strong right now, I gotta say. The energy feels, my DM's energy feels very strong with you right here now, you guys. It does. You can do this, Sarah. You can do this. All right, what's going on with divine masculines? Okay, so here I asked that question, and what I got was a vision of divine masculine going like this. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Five of Swords, you don't want to know. What's interesting is divine feminine had the Five of Swords pop out too. So there's some inner conflict that's going on. There's some conflict that's going on. It could be outer conflict, but remember, outer conflict is a result of what you hold within, as a result of the inner conflict. Let's find out more about this. What's going on? I feel like we have Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles with the Five of Swords. I feel like when we're talking about this connection, so I feel like there's a lot going on for divine masculines outside of the connection. But I feel like they're very certain about how they feel about you, and how they feel about you as they want to come towards you. And whatever it is, it could even be this virus that's preventing them from coming towards you. Whatever the situation, whatever they're dealing with at this time, there is some kind of block because they're being called to wait. They're being called to have patience. But it's creating this frustration within them. And that might be part of the anger and frustration that you're picking up on, divine feminines, because I do feel like I feel like they're very certain of this connection. I feel like they're very certain of the love that they have for you, and they want to come towards you and quickly, but they're being called to pull back. They're being called to pull back. Let's get more about this Five of Swords. Okay. Yeah, they want their 10 of Cups. And I do feel like they envision that 10 of Cups with you. I do feel like they're certain about that now. Where before they might have been a little bit confused in their feelings. Yeah, Nine of Swords, but it's in reverse. I don't feel like they're anxious about this connection anymore. If anything, they're anxious about how to come towards you. Might even be a little bit worried about how they'll be received by you. But I feel like I don't feel like this, if they're feeling anxiety, I don't feel like it's necessarily about you. I feel we have the Magician and the Strength card here. And this energy is giving me, it's almost like they're receiving downloads and signs to wait because they're still going through. I feel like they've had. Okay, all right. Let me let me start over. There's a lot coming in. I feel like they've been through a transformation very, very recently, within the past few weeks, even the past few days. They've been through a transformation where I feel like they've gotten that clarity and they are understanding this connection. They're understanding their feelings and they're knowing what direction they want to go in and what they want. I feel like they're still having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how to go forward, how to take that first step forward. And so they want to rush in, but they're being called to wait and hold back because this isn't fully bloomed yet. This isn't fully manifested yet. So I feel like they're up into that divine masculine energy, stepping up into that leader energy, stepping up into that place of authority for yourself. I feel like this is that integration energy. We all go through a process of integration after transformation. Integration is like a transition. It's like, because transformation is a process and it's not like, boom, I'm transformed and everything's hunky-dory. You have to integrate the energies. And I feel like this is spirit saying, you're integrating now. Continue gathering your strength, continue gathering that courage, continue taming any addictions, any patterns, any beliefs that might still be coming up to the surface. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning, any layers to be released, any toxicity still to be released. Continue doing that because what's happening as divine masculines are doing that is they're continuing to manifest this connection, this union, almost like in a proper way. So even though they do want to rush in, it feels like they're being called to pull back and just wait. And how long they're being called to wait, it's going to be different for everybody because I do feel like it's like right on the edge. I feel like there's communication. I feel like there's reunions happening right on the edge. I feel like April is going to bring major, major shifts. Yeah, there's a tower moment. This feels like they just went through a tower moment that created this transformation within them. It was almost like they had a tower moment, something that went wrong, something that went upside down, not what they expected. And it created this experience for them where they finally had to look at themselves, look at their lives, face themselves, and go within and face clarity. And what Spirit is actually telling me is that it's in alignment with what's happening globally. Because it is a time of going within. It is a time, we're all basically quarantined, right? We're on lockdown. So it's a time of going within and quieting the self and reflecting. And whatever this tower moment was in the recent past made them do just that. Yeah, and Death card, bottom of the deck, transformation. There it is. It feels like they understand now that the old them had to die. The old them had to be transformed so that they can move into that 10 of Cups energy, so that they can move into this connection and into their best and highest version of themselves, which is what they've always wanted. But there's been a lot of fear around that because from the new, you have to let go of the old. And there was a lot of fear around letting go of the old. Wow. Wow. All right. What's to come for divine masculines? What's to come for divine masculines? Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. This actually feels like a card of action. This actually feels, you see how he's wielding that sword? That actually feels like he's wielding that sword of truth. Now, with the Page of Cups here, I don't know if it was the pick a pile over on the Patreon or not, but the energy that I was getting from the page there was self-love, filling up on self-love, recognizing themselves. That's what I feel like this is. It doesn't feel so much like an offer. It doesn't feel so much like communication. That's what this feels like. This feels like loving. I love myself, so I know how to love you now. I'm learning how to love myself, so I know that I'm capable of loving you now. And that's where this Emperor energy is coming in. I feel like there's still some holding back here. I feel like when they do come in with this communication, because that's what this feels like, I feel like they're not going to communicate everything. The Emperor can be a little bit stoic. He can even be a little bit withdrawn, even cold in some respect. I think that was the most recent Sacred Union energy update, so check that out. It's the same energy here. But there's that fire again. I think we had the Knight of Wands in that reading too. There's that fire. That's what's pushing them forward because they want this. They want this connection. They want to come forward towards their counterpart. And I feel like that's what this Tower really made them, the Tower really made them see. The Tower really brought in a lot of clarity to them. But before they can communicate that to you, I feel like they have to understand it themselves. And that's part of the integration process that they're going through right now. They're processing. They're going within and really trying to understand everything that they've experienced, the transformation that they're experiencing, the ascension that they're going through, and how they want to come forward because they're being called to do it correctly. They're being called to do it in the right manner. And it not with this withdrawal energy anymore, not with this stoicism, not with this coldness, but with this love. So the more they fill up on love for themselves, the more they're able to express that love to you. Wow. How about some romance angels? Let me clean my desk. Hold on. That's intense. That energy is very intense. So that might be part of what we're feeling as well, that intensity. For the feminines, on the bottom of the deck was the moon card. So I do feel like there might be a shift around the full moon here, but also not everything has been revealed, but it will be. There's going to be more that's being revealed, especially in the month of April. April feels significant as far as forward movement. Does anybody know when the full moon is? Is it next week? Let's get some romance angels. Jinx. I don't know. I have an app. Let me see. April 7th. April 7th. April 7th, April 8th, 6th, something like that. So that's next week. Yeah, that's next week. So it does feel like there's going to be some significant shifts around that full moon or as a result of that full moon. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, April 7th. Okay. How is Divine Masculine feeling for Divine Feminine at this time? What did I just ask? Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine? Okay, let's do that. How's Divine Feminine feeling for Divine Masculine at this time? Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine. Let's get one more. Clarifier about this. We have codependency and getting to know each other, but it doesn't feel like codependency. So let me get a clarifier. The pink moon. I have no idea what that means. It's not an eclipse or anything, is it? What's this codependency about? Divine Feminine towards Divine Masculine. What's this codependency about? Okay. So Divine Feminine, with the codependency card, you might be seeing your Divine Masculine as still holding on to something. We have the Three of Cups to clarify that. You might, and the Hermit as well. You might be seeing your divine masculine as still holding on to another relationship or a belief, a pattern, an addiction, a career, finances. You might see them still holding on to something that is kind of getting in the way of this union. But so that's how you're viewing your divine masculine. But with the getting to know each other card, you have to release that. You have to release who your divine masculine used to be. You have to trust that they are transforming just as you have transformed. You have to believe in this. Oh, and look, at the bottom of the deck, we have new love. Yeah, this is fresh. This is new energy. You have to trust that your divine masculine is going through a transformation just as you have. Because that's what ascension is. Ascension is transforming, and you both have transformed. You both have released the past. So there has to be a level of trust. And I understand that, especially when it comes to the 3D, a lot of that trust within your relationship may have been broken. But that's where you get to know each other again. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. That's where the communication becomes so important. But you have to let down that guard. You have to be able to trust. And that's what they're saying is that's what having faith really is about. That's what having faith really is about. Trusting in your counterpart because they are your counterpart and you are able to trust them. Their actions may have been really shitty in the 3D. And there may have been a lot of pain in your connection, but that's where that unconditional love comes in. That's where that forgiveness comes in. Doesn't mean that you sweep everything under the rug. It doesn't mean that you don't talk about it. It doesn't mean that you don't uphold your boundaries, but it does mean that you come to a place of forgiveness and you come to a place of love again within your heart, because that is what this connection is about. It is about that unconditional love. Okay. It's a super moon. Oh. Oh boy. Are we going to be able to take those energies? I don't know. Jeez. So that might be why it feels like there's a significant shift that's coming. Because super moons have it's very powerful energy, very potent energy. So there might be a significant shift that comes on the heels or around the full moon energy. And what that's going to look like for you guys, that's going to be different for everybody depending on your situation. For some, it could be the start of communication. For some, it could be a heart-to-heart. For some, it could be an offering, like a gift. For some, it could be an expression from your divine counterpart of their emotion. It could be a higher level of commitment. It is going to be different for everybody. So just be present. Again, today's daily energy draw was all about being present and allowing the unfolding, and just appreciate the moments, appreciate the present moment, stay in that high vibration. I've wondered if it's possible to trust my DM again because of the things that happened in the 3D. Yeah, it's tough because the 3D can be very strong. We live in the physical reality. That's where we live. That's where we're having our human experience. But part of this ascension journey is ascending duality, which means we're merging the human experience with our spiritual nature as soul. And so it's also understanding that the 3D is the illusion. It's the manifestation of everything that we hold within. So if we're not trusting our counterparts, are we still clinging to the 3D? Are we still clinging to resentment? Are we still clinging to grudges? Are we still clinging to that pain? Again, it doesn't mean that pain didn't exist. You can't ignore it. You can't just sweep it under the rug like it never happened, like it didn't exist. You have to talk about it, resolve it. Apologies might even have to be had. But you move beyond it. You move forward. That's what forgiveness is all about. You move forward. All right, how is divine masculine feeling towards divine feminine? Oh, did you guys see how that flipped? Okay, what did I say about higher level of commitment. We just had engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is that shift. Okay, so a couple of messages. This is that shift that feels like it's coming in April. This is that shift with this moon energy, where it feels like there's forward momentum. But also, remember when we talked about, they're showing me all the cards. Remember all the cards that jumped out for Divine Feminine? It's funny. They're like, see? They're showing me those cards again. Ace of Cups, Four of Wands, Two of Cups. What was the other one? I can't even remember. What was it? Ace of Cups, Four of Wands, the Sun, Two of Cups. Here, I'll show you guys. All these cards again, they're reminding me of this. They're like, see, this is what is coming. You just got to hang in. And this might not all come at once in April, but this is what it's leading to. This is what the unfolding is leading to. All of this energy here. And it's like your divine masculine is saying, do you see? Do you see? This is what I really want with you. I can feel it. I can see it. I'm trying to manifest it, but I've just got my own shit to work through. I'm still processing this transformation. I'm still trying to figure my own stuff out so that I can come to you so that we can have this life together. Because I feel like your divine masculine really feels this energy of understanding what you mean to them. They're just trying to work out their own stuff and their own transformation, because they know what you deserve. They know what you deserve, and it's not what they gave you in the past. It's not what they gave you in the past. You deserve way, way more than that. Spirit's hilarious. Yep. It's April now. Bring it on. Oh, we've got a couple more hours here. We've got 3 more hours here. Woo. Yeah, like I said, Divine Masculine is still going through that awakening, that transformation. I don't like to say awakening. I like to say transformation, but awakening as in a higher level of ascension. That's what they're going through. They're up leveling in their ascension journey, and they are breaking free from toxicity. They're breaking free from anything that was holding them back in order to come towards this connection, because this is what they want. This is what they want. This is what they want for their life. This is what they want for themselves, and this is what they want for this connection. They're recognizing that now. And I feel very strongly that Divine Masculine they don't want the life that they led before. I feel like they're seeing very clearly of how maybe that served them in the past, but in a way also held them back. And now they're seeing that they can have the life that they truly dreamed of, where before other people's expectations of them or obligations, or maybe their own lack of worth. There was so much, the mentality that they held, the beliefs that they held, the patterns, the cycles that they were caught up in, that really held them back. And now they're starting to understand, break free from this, because they're receiving this clarity, these downloads. Remember when I said Divine Masculine is getting downloads? They're receiving this clarity, receiving this understanding, this knowing from Spirit that they're not only capable of having more, not only worthy of having more, but that this is their divine right. This is what they're meant for. They're meant for so much more. And now it really feels like they are not only wanting, but eager to move to their best and highest timeline, not to hold on to the past version of themselves anymore. It feels like they're really eager to move forward. Okay. 5:55 right now. Yes. Good changes. You said that last time too. I love it. Good change is coming. As the wounded feminine, I was used to being so scared of being without my DM, and now I can sit back and let things unfold. Me too. Me too. I had a lot of past lives where I lost my DM. A lot of past lives where I lost my DM. And now I'm like, I can't lose him. We can't lose each other. No matter what happens in this physical reality, we'll always be together. No matter where we go from here, we'll always be together. Do I want to be with my Divine Masculine? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the life that I want to lead. But no matter how this unfolds, it's just a knowing that it's the love. It's the love that binds you together. It's that soul bond. It's so rich, and it's so pure, and it's so deep. And it so resonates within your heart that you really are truly one. And in that way that you're one, you are meant to be together. Whatever that looks like in the physical, however that is that you guys choose, you are meant to be together in some way, shape, or form. We wanted 2 DMs. Yep. 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 I don't like to say waiting because it's like, no, we're moving ahead with our lives. We've got shit to do. We've got work to do. We've got mission. But yeah, in a way, it's like, all right, come on. Come on. We believe in you. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Any other questions you guys want me to pull cards on? On April 4th, there's a mass meditation to move to the highest timeline. Yeah, I saw that. Definitely going to join that. Yep. I'm ready for the highest timeline. How about you guys? It's about time, right? It's about time. I'm losing my voice here. Is there anything else that you guys, let's get messages. You guys want to do messages? Let's do this deck. Let's do messages between you two. And then we'll start to close out unless you guys have anything else that you want to chat about. Like I said, I'm going to take a bit of a break. Oh, thanks, Shannon. I appreciate that. I'm going to take a bit of a break over the next 3 days, just to kind of recoup some energy and take care of my emotional health and work on the zodiac readings. But if I do feel called, because I just listen to spirit now, whatever they want, I do. So if I do feel a shift, if I do feel called to do a reading, I'll either do a live chat or I'll just do a recorded reading for you guys. But I'll absolutely let you guys know what's going on within the collective. Do make sure, if you aren't already, to follow me over on Instagram and or Facebook, because I do post regularly over there as well. Sometimes written readings, sometimes just essays, shifts in energy that I feel. So do make sure you follow me over there as well. And if you guys are interested in a personal reading, I'm taking bookings into next week. All right. What does Divine Feminine want to say to her Divine Masculine? What does the Divine Feminine want to say to her Divine Masculine? So having some sacral chakra activations, are you? I dream of kissing you. Divine Feminine dreams of kissing her Divine Masculine. I'll just say yes. I'll just say that is true. Please hold space for me. This energy, it's interesting. Remember when we were talking about how it can feel a little bit lonely, but you know that your Divine Masculine is with you? Part of the revelation that I had whenever that was that the journey has felt lonely for the Divine Masculine too, just in a different way, just in a different level. It's the Divine Masculine has felt alone as well. But it's really important to understand that you haven't been alone. So it's like you're asking each other to hold space. You're asking each other to hold the love for each other as you transition back to each other, as you bring each other back home. Because that's what you're doing. You're leading each other back home to each other. Divine Masculine. I'm not going to take all that. Divine Masculine. What does Divine Masculine want to... One more. We're miles apart, but you're always in my heart. We have, I never expected it to be you. That's part of the revelation. That's part of the clarity that they've had. They never expected it to be you. Neither of you did. Neither of you expected this journey. You might be polar opposites, but it's the love. You cannot deny the love. And please love me as I am. And as I go through this transition is what I'm hearing. As I go through this transition, please love me and accept me as I am in this moment. I'm becoming a better version of myself for you. That's what I'm hearing. I'm becoming a better version of myself for you, but please love me and accept me as I am as we hold space for each other. Wow. Mine used to always try to talk himself into why it would never work out, but we cannot deny the love. Yeah. Yep. Divine masculines overthink. They really overthink. And divine feminines, you were in that space too. I remember I was in a place where I did not want it to be my person. I've known my person since we were 10 years old. I was not. I'm like, why did it have to be him? Why did it have to be him? There was a huge block there for me for the longest time. And then we were reunited. We went out for coffee and he just felt like home. He just felt like home. And it was like, I didn't recognize it as love right away, but it was love and it was pure and it was real. And I fought against it. I did not want it to be him, but eventually I'm like, I gave in, and it was quick. I gave in quickly because I didn't want to guard my heart and I knew I didn't want to guard my heart. And so I said, okay, let's just roll with this and see what happens. And I fell very, very quickly. But it wasn't falling in love like, I had in the past. This was different. This was that spiritual connection. I felt that deep spiritual resonance. I felt that heart to heart. I felt that this was something that was entirely new, but I did not expect it to be the person that it was. And I feel like divine masculines have been through that as well, where they fought it and they were actually angry. They were actually angry at this love for a very long time. They were actually angry at this connection for a very long time because they didn't want to feel it either. So both of you resisted. Both of you fought. At some point in time, there was resistance and there was fighting against this. But that's what the surrender is, just allowing it to unfold, dropping the protection, dropping the guards, and just allowing yourself both to feel the love. And when that happens, it's like, what they're telling me is the angels sing. My spirit guides are so freaking funny. They're like, the angels sing. Yeah, that's what it is. When that happens, when you release the resistance to each other, the love flows between you two. And that is that beautiful union. Because what exists between you two is just that love. I've been doing affirmations that we are both becoming the people we deserve to be and to have beautiful, yes, affirmations. Yep. That's how you manifest. That's how you create. That's how it's by holding that vibration. Yep. The spiritual love and connection is equally as important as the physical 3D relationship. Dave, yes. And what we actually learned on this journey is that it is more important. For a very long time, divine masculines were holding on to the 3D template. They were holding on to what they knew of relationships before. And divine feminines have been in that way as well. I remember in the very beginning of my relationship, I was trying to fit it into a box of what I knew. And that frustrated the hell out of my divine masculine. And I didn't understand because I didn't understand it was a spiritual connection. I didn't understand. I mean, I knew it was a spiritual connection. I was privy to that right away. A friend guided me to this journey of what this was. Because I remember I went home from that coffee date and I said, I don't know what the hell just happened, but this was something big. This was something big that I had never before experienced. And I talked to a friend and she's like, I think this is what this is. And the whole journey for me just unfolded in sometimes a painful way, but also a beautiful way. But in the very beginning, I tried to fit it into the container of what I thought I knew. And the more I released that 3D template, the more I just surrendered and did my healing work and released all of my distortions and all of the wounds and all of the past life stuff, all that toxicity of what I used to be, the more I saw miracles happening within my connection because it is that spiritual love. And divine masculines, they too held on to the physical nature of this connection. When I say physical nature, I mean the template of relationships that they knew before. If they had relationships, other relationships before, they thought this was that, and it's not. This is deeper. This is deeper. And unless you're really experiencing it, unless you're really surrendered to it, it's really hard to put into words to articulate what that means. And that's why we always say go within, because you feel that resonance within your heart. Nobody can really tell you what that means, what that feels like. But when you go within your heart and you feel that love that's there, you feel the resonance and the spiritual bond that's there. And then all the phenomena happens. All the telepathy and all the dreams and all the syncs and all the phenomena, and that happens, and it throws you through another loop that shows you that it's a spiritual connection. That's not typical. It's not the 3D relationship that we've known in the past. And what we're actually doing is we're showing through these relationships that there's so much more to love than the 3D typical relationships that we had experienced in the past. That love truly does transcend everything. So that feels beautiful. That energy feels really nice. That energy feels really nice. All right, you guys, my loves, I am losing my voice and I am tired. So I think I am going to call it a night and go to bed. I thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'm always so happy to talk to you. You guys always make me smile. You always make me feel so happy and uplifted. So I'm very, very grateful for this community. So, yeah, I will. I'll be back sometime soon. So make sure that you keep checking out, and yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat very soon. Okay. All right. I love you guys very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Send you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.